In the last video for my K1500, I replaced the spark plugs that had likely been in there for over 20 years. It took a little longer than I planned, so I left the spark plug wires and other ignition components for this video. So today, I pick up where I left off. And I handle some other things for the truck as well. I replaced the wiper pulse board and some light covers in the front. So let's jump into it. So next, I gotta get to the distributor cap, which is back here. So I mean, I gotta take off this bad boy. Looks like I did replace the filter at some point during my ownership, which is good. Still looks good. Ah, you can smell the throttle body injection. It basically just spits gas into the intake manifold. Let's see, how does this come off? Nice and easy. Oh boy. I really do wish I was a little bit taller. So here are the spark plug wires. There's one short one that goes to the center of the distributor cap. And these are the ones that go from the cap all the way to the spark plugs. And now let me arrange them and see what lengths I have. So what I've done on other cars is remove the wires from the old one and put them directly on the new one, so that when I put this on, it's already populated, then I just have to tighten down the screws. And I am going to try that with this one. If you didn't follow what I said, you'll follow once I start doing it. So the existing distributor cap is oriented like this. So I will leave this one oriented in the same way. And I hope they come off the distributor easier. So I'm gonna start with the wires that come this way. So this one, so these are wire tied. Yeah, so they had these all zip tied together. So I'm gonna snip that. Now that'll let me take them all off. So I'm gonna start with the ones in the back. So this one here is this long. So I'm gonna go get one of the wires that is that long. Let's match. That looks to be the same length. So I had to get my bearings a little bit because I wasn't sure which side went on the spark plug and which side went on the distributor cap. But this longer side goes on the spark plug. So I'm going to coat the inside of this boot with a very thin layer of this dielectric grease. Now I don't always do this, but since this came with it, I'm gonna use it. Not the metal, just the rubber. And I'm going to put it on the spark plug. Push it in until it stops. And you're convinced that it's seated fully. And in this is the orientation that the one that is still installed is in. So I will put it on the corresponding spot in the distributor cap. So it goes there, and this one goes here. All right, it's on. Now that's out of the way, I'm just gonna pull this off. Ugh. If it'll come. Ugh. Actually, I don't need to pull that off. It's gonna cause more headaches, so I'll just put that up away. And I'm gonna play the same game with the rest of the wires. So that's the one that was farthest back, and the one that went to the next one is this one, and it is that long. And it looks to be the right length. Now I like doing it this way, but you could also refer to a manual or an online resource for the firing order and connection diagram. But for me, this is easy because the order is already there if I just replace one for one. 3 over from it. So skip that one, hit the next one up. So skip that one, hit the next one up. All right, 2 down, 6 more to go. This one. I think you get the idea. I matched the wire location and length and swapped the old for new. I played the same game to finish all 8. So the distributor cap is held on by a screw like this on each side. There's 2 of them. Let's try the 5.5. All right, that seems to be the right one. Oh yeah, Gotta take this one off. There we go. So I know it was hard to see. The screw is right there, and the other one is back there. See it? Cool. I think I have backed the screws out enough to take everything off. And I have. And all the old wires. Come on with me. And it looks like the rotor just pulls right off. Let's see. That easy. Let's compare the new one and the old one. The old one has some dust and stuff in it, but it doesn't look all that bad. I mean, the tip looks pretty bad. I mean, it seemed to work okay, but that contact looks pretty bad, but the new one looks fresh. Let's put it in. And it can only go in one way. There's a slot here that mates up with that little rib inside of it. So you just line it up. There we go. So now I can position the new one. That did work out. When installing the distributor cap, these knobs here have to line up with the holes on the base or else it won't sink in. But when they do, the cap will drop and then you can tighten the screws. And now the last of the wires. And just like the spark plugs, the side that would have gone on the spark plug goes on the ignition coil. And the other side goes to the center of the distributor cap. So now I'm just making sure that all of them are fully seated, and we'll call that good. And I'm just gonna tie these wires using these zip ties away from the manifold as best I can. Kind of awkward. What does this go to? I'm gonna group them the way they were grouped before. These lengths do seem a bit awkward, but they're on now and they will work. So I'm gonna roll with it. I wonder how they were routed from the factory, because I doubt it was like this. Nevertheless, this will work, but all right. That is pretty neatly routed and put the intake on, but I'm not gonna start it up until in the morning. All right, well, that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go watch SportsCenter. A while back, I swapped my wiper pulse board from the old style to a more modern one. In the early K1500 trucks, they had a different type of pulse board than they had in the later ones. And I swapped it because I couldn't find the circuit board to replace the one that was malfunctioning in my old truck. So I did the whole swap to the more modern wiper motor setup. I made a video, I'll link it somewhere, probably the description. But now my wipers are acting up, and thankfully, I now have the ability to replace it with boards that are easy to find. So I'm gonna see how quick and easy it is to swap that in. All right, so I know I have to take this connector off. So I'm gonna do that. And imagine I have to take that cover off too. Looks like some Torx bits. I think I got a T20 for this. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's a T20. Yeah, so I'm switching this because I went to use my wipers and they didn't come on. And then sometime later they decided to come on. So I hope this is the issue. It is a common issue with these trucks, and that's why you often can find these boards, which is not a part stores would typically stock, but they sell enough of them, stores stock them, so. Is it really this easy? I can just pull it out? I don't know. What? Yeah. Is it really that easy? It really does look that easy. Well, this is the old one, and it looks a lot like the new one. Yeah, I'll call that the same. Let's open the package and see what's in it. So this is the old one. You can see there's some sort of grease there. This is the new one. And, ooh, comes with new screws, which is nice. And a new cover. I wonder what that grease is for and if I need it. The instructions mention sealant, but I don't see any sealant on anything. There is no mention of grease in the instructions. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to install it because it's easy to get to. And if I have any issues, it'll be easy to revisit. See if I regain function. So I'm just going to put the new one where the old one came out. And there's a slot there that this goes in, slot there and there. So that's really all you need to line up, because if that lines up, everything else goes in. And I will use the new screws and the new cover, because why not? The old one was from the junkyard and it still had the junkyard markings on it. Now, I'm moving on up. Look how shiny these screws are. I'll take it. Always worry about dropping these, but been lucky so far today. And it's crazy. I don't drive the truck that often, but I didn't drive it for a few days recently because it was raining and I didn't know what my wipers were gonna do. All right, let's go see if they work. This will be a test not only of the windshield wipers, it'll also be a test of the ignition components I just replaced. So let's see if I did everything right. I don't know. I guess I did everything right. Let's see if the windshield wipers work. Ooh, B. Nice and strong. So I think everything's looking good. And last but not least, I'm gonna throw on the other light cover so that everything looks newer up front. And then I can drive this bad boy. After replacing the headlights on my truck, I ordered other parts because they looked out of place. One new part sitting with a bunch of old parts looks kind of weird. So I ordered some more stuff. I think these are the turn signal lights. I have on an extra bracelet because I went to a basketball game. I went to a girls' high school state tournament game. It was kind of fun. All right, let's see what we got. I don't know what these are, but I got two of them, so I think it is the turn signal. That's the light that is just under the headlights. And they both look good. Unlike my Volkswagen Golf side mirror when I got it, that was disassembled and opened the box and everything fell out, these are all intact. As you can see, these are new and they look nice. And this just looks kind of dingy. So let's take it out. There's a Phillips here, 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 and here. I'm gonna remove them now. And this just comes out nice and easy, like that. And then these twist out pretty easy. Squeeze, twist, and it should lift out. Ugh. I just did this a couple weeks ago. Come on, buddy. There we go. Here, I'll take this one out too. All right, now I'm gonna go compare this to the new one to see if the left and right are different. I'm pretty sure they are. All right, so this is the left one, and they are different, but look how much nicer this one is. Nice and clean. They're both plastic with a metal rim. And don't these look so much nicer? So they should be easy to install. See now, doesn't that look way better? The turn signals and the headlights now match. Just to compare, this is the side that I have not swapped. You see the rust and how dingy it is? I think it makes it look a lot better. This truck is coming along. This truck is coming along. If you like seeing people work on these old trucks, hit subscribe because I'm always working on this thing. That looks good. The after looks way better, but now I want to replace the rusted screws. Now they look out of place. This truck needs a ton more work, and if you'd like to follow along, hit subscribe. If you'd like to see the things I've already done in my '89 K1500, check out my playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.